Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks. Yeah, I know for a few of you out there, using your watch as a telephone is actually something really important to you. For others, the idea of being a Dick Tracy character where you're talking into your wrist and throwing your arm up to your ear to hear just doesn't quite make it, so you've kind of given up on using your phone in your watch capability. But for the rest of you, perhaps changing your watch into a phone with an earpiece might be an option. Huh? You ever seen anything like this? We're about to. It's called the V08. Comes to us from Geekbuying, an odd little thing, but interesting nonetheless. Full-fledged smartwatch with a little earbud that you can remove it from your wrist and pop it in your ear. And then it's more or less like you're using a regular Bluetooth tethered earpiece to have your communications. The only difference is it's not talking from here to your phone. Well, in a way it is because it's Bluetooth connected, but it's actually the whole phone thing in your ear, in your watch. You know what I mean, right? Okay, good. What's it got in it? They call it a 2-in-1 portable Bluetooth earphone. It's got blood pressure and continuous heart rate monitoring, which is why I kind of waited for a while to bring one of these puppies in. They've been on the market for a long time, but not really sophisticated enough to warrant actually reviewing it as a smartwatch. But now that we've got all the fitness stuff in it, it makes it worthwhile. So let's take a look at this V08. Inside, wow, tiny little thing. There it is. Wow, yep, the heart rate sensor type stuff it looks like. The charging area there, and the little earpiece. And a cover that tells you, I guess, more or less the descriptions of how it's going to work. Tip, not waterproof. Okay, well, that answers that question. This comes off like so. Oh, it's on there good. Yeah. And it's in white on white, so it's going to be kind of hard to read. Here is the charging dock. Interesting. So you literally, wow, it just sucks right in there. You literally take it off and put it in the charging dock at night. The only thing that's missing is a band, right? How do you put it around your wrist? With this thing. Even says it's the V08. I wish I had a V8. I mean a V08. Okay. We put this on first. Looks like it slides right through here. And then it shoves down underneath here. That's how it seals in. And now you've got your carrier. You can pull it out of the charger, pop it in there, and you've got it in a bracelet. Fitness bracelet with blood pressure and heart rate. Nice, huh? You've got ear cups, depending on the size of your ear, I guess, that you can put on, and a user's manual, together with a little card that talks about, in Chinese and I presume English on the other side, the proper place to wear the bracelet so that you can get the best blood pressure response, huh? You want it above the bump on your arm. Okay. And inside here, we probably have a charging cable that's going to connect this up. Yep, a micro SD to a full micro USB to a full USB. Nice white cable to plug in and then charge directly with your phone charger or your computer or whatever. Very sophisticated. Nice. Okay, the manual. That's the Chinese side. And here we go in English. So basic instructions on how to use it. Nice manual with color pictures. It's going to use the H band. We've seen that one before, Tethering app. So you're going to either scan that QR code or just look up H band in the Apple or Google stores for apps. Wow. Well, there you go. Just freeze frame this on your YouTube if you'd like to read the manual in detail. Sometimes they're iconic driven, lots of little pictures, and other times, like this one, they found somebody verbose in English and have put together a really nice talking, written manual. Here you go about the heart rate. You see that picture a lot. You want to have the wrist up at the heart level, so you're on your elbow on a table, seated for at least 5 minutes to rest, so you're getting a relaxed blood pressure. Otherwise, the numbers could be off. A lot like how you check your oil in your car after driving. You got to sit and wait for everything to settle, right? Okay, Q&A and specifications, and that is it for the manual. Well, as usual, let's see, we push this and it should pop up. We've got to charge this thing, and then we'll turn it on and give you a run-through of both the device and the associated app. Be right back. Well, here it is. This is what it looks like, all put together. Yeah, I do mean put together. Check it out. You put this thing on your arm, and you just slide this in and push it down. And you've got the time, you've got your step count, and all the goodies related to that. Your last night's sleep information, of course. When you land on your heart rate section, leave it alone. It's going to calculate your heart rate for you using the PPG, the green diodes in the back. There it goes. And another press, and you're into blood pressure using the same system. It goes through and calculates your blood pressure for you as well, which takes a little bit longer. This is where you actually get into using the headphone action in here. You saw the X there? That meant that it is not active at the moment, but when you press and hold and release it, it'll come back if you're tethered with a check mark. And there you go. And now your audio from your phone will come in here. You got to go quickly because it disappears fast. You can also set up and add a stopwatch to it, which will read your information in hundredths of a second, hundredths, seconds, and minutes. There we go. I think that's just about it. We've got that, and then we could turn the band off. Okay, so how does it work? How well does it sound? And how does it work with its app? It works really well, and it has limitations. You notice that it's a headphone, and I can't really demo these things easy for you. You can't hear the sound, and I only do hands and hand tricks here on the screen. Oh, a call's coming in. You see that? All right, I'm going to take this. I'll be right back. Wow, that was really cool. When I popped it out, it automatically transferred the call from the phone to the earpiece. I put it in my ear and had a little chat with Mrs. Tix. She said she could hear me just fine. When we were done, I tried to hang up from here, but it didn't do anything because it didn't light up. But I did take it out of my ear, stick it in here, and that hung up the phone. So really works nice as an actual earpiece telephone edition, as well as a fitness band. Okay, you've seen all the functions here, and now we look at the tethering app. This is it. When you come into the dashboard, you get this display, which shows you what you've done so far. Oh, and the hours you slept last night. I didn't wear it last night, but we're going to check these tabs here in a second. In the sports mode, you can come in here and see every half hour how many steps you walked. So you can track all of that broken out throughout the whole day. And I have a goal of 8,000. I need quite a few more steps. I can change days right here, or I can do it back on the other screen. That's what you see here, all the way from midnight every half hour, encompassing the whole day. When you slide up, you get your sleep. We'll show you that in a moment. Then you come in here and you get your heart rate. Now, I didn't put it on today until just this morning, so this whole blue area, it tried to take a reading. There was nothing there, and so it didn't give me bogus information. I actually have heart data starting in here when it shows up at 8:30 this morning. Everything before that, it made an attempt at making a reading, but it couldn't get any. That's good to see that your valid data is taken when it's actually on your arm, and it's graphed, and it shows you the time that you've been in the different heart rate zones, I guess. And of course, mine are all in the resting zone. That's there. And then you've got blood pressure. It's supposed to be set up, again, to automatically take a blood pressure reading. And you also can do it manually. You saw from the band itself. It's not working quite as good as the regular heart rate is, but we'll see some data on another tab. And then you get down here where you can actually launch a reading directly from the device through using the app. And that's as simple as just pressing a button and starting it. And when you start this, it's going to run continuously. It's testing. It's not coming on the band, so you're saving battery power. It's not illuminated until you, or unless you, actually touch the band to bring it up. But it is Bluetooth connecting and doing a reading of your heart rate. And it'll go and just keep going until you stop it. Now, it's not, like some other apps have done, it's not accumulating your high and your low and your average. It's just giving you your current heart rate. But if you're working out, if you're on a treadmill or someplace where you can see your phone and you set it up right, this is a really big display and a nice way to see what's going on. Test complete. Now, same thing happens if I tap on blood pressure. I can come in here and do normal or personal. Normal is using the standard 120/80 as the baseline. Personal, you'll see when we get to settings, is where you actually put in what your real blood pressure is under normal conditions. Let's say you're hypertensive and it's 135/85. You put that in your personal. Then, when you actually run the blood pressure and you're seeing the heart wave across the bottom here showing up, and it takes a while on this one now. It's not a quick 30-second thing. You can't tell exactly how long it's going to be because it breaks it into little 20% segments until it gets enough data that's correct for getting that information, deriving your blood pressure. It just keeps waiting. Now see, it's scooting right along now, which is great because I've got a good heart wave thing going. There's 80%. If I jiggle it a little bit, you can tell that it's live. Look at my mess that I just made. Okay, it came up with a bogus blood pressure because of that. I guess it was close to hitting 100%. I could say no and it won't save that. And I could do it again and so forth. Plus you could send it out if you want to. And that's the blood pressure readings. Then you've got this little cup of coffee. Every time I see that I go, yeah, I want a cup of coffee. This is measuring your fatigue. And again, to talk about this as it's going through here, fatigue is based on heart rate variability. And when you saw that, those blips coming in from your heart pulse, there's a time between each one of those. And if that time is regular, like rhythm in a band, then you have nice, relaxed, low fatigue. But if it's staccatic, if there's some of them are closer together or further apart, at least that's my understanding of heart rate variability. You guys that are medically oriented, correct me if I'm wrong. But if it's regular, you get low fatigue. If it's not regular, then you have a level of fatigue going on, and probably a good time to do some breathing exercises and relax, take a break, walk around, smell the flowers, whatever you do to get yourself back into harmony so that your heart rate variability is regular. Can't believe I should be a disc jockey. Look at that. I was able to talk right up to there. Okay, I got mild fatigue. I'll save that one. And there it is. Date, time, everything. And again, you can send all that stuff out. So those are the core readings that you get on the main app page here. Yesterday, here, I just walked a little bit. I had it on mostly to get the sleep data. And here was that night's sleep data. And if I go into it, I get a whole chart. It tells me the basics And if I slide along, if you look real carefully, and you listen to the chickens outside, you can see when exactly I was in that zone. From 10:15 to 6 a.m. was the overall sleep cycle. And at these particular times, I love it. There it is, about 4 something in the morning when the roosters first woke up, that it woke me up, and so forth. So you have this really nice sleep chart that comes out of this app as well. And that you can get just simply by touching here. Here's some heart rate history, some blood pressure history from that day. And then 2 days ago, so when I really powered out, I did some actual walking. 8.1 hours of sleep and almost 3,000 steps. Not quite up to my 8,000, but I did it in little spurts. Here's the sleep cycle for that night. Here's the heart rate, and at a certain point, I took the band off, and so I have no data there. But it remembered and connected, I guess, these points together as a line, and it's looking at the whole thing there. I'm not getting a bunch of statistics. It's showing averages and highs and lows. I'm just basically getting the measurements themselves. And there we go with heart rate. And then blood pressure. Now check this out. Here's my blood pressure readings. Oh, you know what? The blood pressure regular readings come at night because you got to be still for blood pressure. That's why you see them here. When I wore the band to bed, it accumulated those from 2 a.m. is when it got what it considered a valid reading. Then it got another one at 3:20, then another one at 4, 5, 6, so forth. And so it's doing this blood pressure analysis when it can get, I guess, sufficient data to think that it's got a good number, and it seems to be happening at night for me. There's one at 11 p.m. I guess that's the following night, but yeah. Oh, this is 8 p.m., 6 p.m. Okay, started in here. Did I go to bed that early? I don't know. Anyway, there's the information on blood pressure. It's a work in progress on that. And that is everything about the dashboard. When you come to running, you can actually start a run. Now, this is where you're using the phone to do this. You don't even need this with you. Maybe you're getting blood pressure. I'm not sure, heart rate. But in terms of the actual running, you are executing the program inside the app, and you're getting your overall chart, and you're getting some statistics down at the bottom, but it's all geared by the GPS movement from the GPS module in your phone. Now, if I come in here and I cover up my map, I can give you information that shows what the cumulative results are, and that's all it shows. How long, your speed, your pace, and your calories burned. And then a graph that shows you the chart of where you went and how you got there. And that is what's going on under the running tab. Then finally, settings. We don't spend a lot of time here. Set all your parameters here, but this is new. Skin color. Look at that. You get to try to match up what your skin looks like. White, beige, yellowish, brownish, darker yet. It's not really stratified. I was guessing, I think, that's kind of close. I don't know. But you get a little skin color, which is supposedly going to help in its ability to get the right data based on what the diodes are seeing. They're green diodes going through a variety of colors of skin. Next thing you know, you'll have hair density on there too. Who knows? You can set your goals, how long you want to sleep. You can change your units. All that's typical. You can link with the third-party platform of WeRun. Now, just to show you, once you download it from the Google Play Store, you can go through and set it up through WeChat for WeRun and get your data correlated out of this app and into that app. Then, if you know how to move it out of WeRun into other fitness things, Runtastic or Stravia or whatever, perhaps that's a way you could get some of the data out. But again, this is not really giving you the full track and the GPS stuff. It's counting your steps and it's reading your heart wave. That's the two kind of things that it does, and everything else is computed. And you can log out. About Us tells you that it's at the current version, and that's the app. Okay? So a lot of interesting capabilities with this. The fact that you got all of this with sleep, with heart rate, with blood pressure, the ability to take it manually, to take it from the band, and the real special feature is this headphone thing. And if you are planning on making phone calls from your wrist, and talking to your arm and putting your hand up by your ear and looking silly in public, this is a definite alternative. We're all used to seeing people with earpieces in, especially now with the little tube coming out of them that look like the Apple ones, right? So it's not unusual to have a Bluetooth headset. Well, this is a Bluetooth headset fitness device, and it really does work well. The package comes with little protectors you can put over here so you could share it, and it fits nicely in my ear. And it's available to you from Geekbuying right now. You can go in there and pick up the V08. Check down in the show notes. We definitely got coupon and buying information there for you. When you put it on, it hugs really nicely up against your skin with the diodes poking through that little window. There's the earphone piece. Pop it out of here, and it's just an empty shell of a case that you put around your arm. Yeah, I like it. It's really good. All right. You've been watching Smartwatch Tics. Thanks for your subscription. Really, really appreciate that. And we're on a new roll with headphones. This is introducing something new for this channel. Come on back, because we are going to look at Bluetooth tethering of regular earphones, Bluetooth earbud things, to smartwatches. Yes, yes, it's on the agenda. We're checking it out right now. In the meantime, self-contained, you want it all in one little package? Here it is. See you again soon.